Technically speaking, I ain't talking vegan when I said that I've been eating, making money on the side, but I use it for the main.
So welcome back, you guys, to another lesson in the Computer Science Bootcamp 2023 edition. Okay, just as we like to start off every lesson, please make sure you are following each lesson in order, starting with day one and moving through week 1 and week 2 in each of the phases. Again, in order so you can understand it fully. If you need help on anything, please reach out in these forms, which is tag us in Discord at admin. I added that, that's new. Email us support@technicallyspeaking.com, and you can text us, right? Please, please, please do not reach out via social media. Our 8 pillars of how to win in life. These are so good. I'm trying to tell you, this is more than tech. This is more than making 6 figures. This is living the life we want to live, okay? Through the use of technology. All right, material below, we are currently in phase 1. We're coming at the end of week 2. So week 1, we talked all about how computers can talk to each other. Week 2, we're talking about how we make a computer talk. And it's all on a high level, a really basic level, so you guys can understand technology and its foundation, all right? Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Link is always here, okay? Make sure you're always putting that in your calendar, always keeping note. Let's go down to week 2. Again, we are talking about software development, which is us making a computer talk, all right? We talked about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which is the front end of development. That's the web page. That's how a web page is structured, how the colors look, the fonts, and making stuff interactive. That's where, these 3 languages come into play. We talked about Python, which is now the back end of development. And we talked about connecting the front end and the back end with the use of APIs. And the back end, JavaScript does back end as well, but we really honed in on Python. Python is everywhere in this world. It's everywhere in tech. And it's the most easily language to learn. And if you guys, want to definitely hop in to software development, Python is really where you should start, honestly. So we went in a little bit with that and learning how to actually read code. We take some code here and figure out what's happening in the code. You guys sent us that in the homework, so good job, I saw that. With back end, we talked about mobile applications and databases. So our databases is stored in the back end as well. And it holds and stores and, it organizes our data. So if you have data, I like to use the example of Facebook. When you have your friends list, or you have reels that you saved, or you have your group list, or, contacts, whatever you may have, it has to be stored somewhere and organized in a place in alphabetical order, or in when they became your friend order, depending on the filter you want to use. And that's all done in a database. A most popular database is MySQL. And that database, again, it holds all that data, and those APIs that we talked about earlier connects these databases to the front end. And that front end is websites, but the front end can also be on mobile devices, mobile applications, stuff that you have to go to your app store and download. Those mobile applications have to be written in these languages that are different from each other. And Android is Kotlin, and iOS is Swift. Well, iOS, yeah, because macOS as well uses Swift. So Apple has their own language and Android has their own language. We also talked about Solidity and smart contract creation. This is another type of language that actually is new in the game, just popped up, and it's all about executing contracts, executing agreements in a computerized way, in an automated way. So I like to use the example, if you are trying to buy a house, and if you want to buy a house, you will have to go through the bank, and they got to run your credit. You'll probably have to go through a lease, and you have to go through a whole bunch of other ordeals. But what you can do is literally find the seller who, and a buyer finds the seller, and they come together, and that agreement can be executed immediately. We don't need that third party. We do not need a bank to run credit and see how much they can lend you and all that other stuff. We can literally just execute peer-to-peer with a smart contract. I don't have to go through trusting you because the smart contract is a trustless environment. And really, we just went over, well, you guys went over the pre-recorded videos, and the videos taught you how to create a smart contract, a basic smart contract. And I saw that some of you guys definitely sent that over, and that was great. Let me go ahead. I don't know if I can edit in this. Oh yeah, I can edit this. So, and that was great. And I saw like, I think three of you guys actually sent out your smart contracts. And yeah, so far so good from what I've seen. So definitely make sure you're doing that exercise, even if you do not want to be a developer. It still, like I said, will help you in whatever tech job you may seek out. Project management, IT recruiting, technical writing, so many things, even just you as a regular person, just learning about tech and just how it's used in today's world. It's good to understand this because things are now becoming executed in a smart contract way. Things like insurance claims, things like, like we just talked about real estate. You'll have to operate that whether you know how smart contracts operate or not, you'll still be, using it. So today we're going to set up our developer's workstation. Okay. Now, this is basically, let's go to developer's workstation. This is basically everything that we've talked about. We've talked about networking. We talked about development. And as I would say a student in tech, because even though you work in tech, you're still learning. You're learning every day, no matter if you've been in tech for 2 years or you've been in tech for 20 years, you are constantly learning. And as a tech professional, as an IT professional, there are things that's just, used across board. And these are some of the things that are used across board that you're going to run into one way or another, regardless of your position. You may use others more than so, but you'll still you'll still have it in your realm. So we have networking basics. We have a module on developer workstation environment setup. It literally walks you through setting up your workstation. So we can start doing projects and doing activities, and you can put it on your resume. Because if you can go through this and set these softwares up on your computer, especially the ones that you need, a lot of these are honestly, web-based. So you would really have to save websites and create accounts. Some of them you'll have to download software, not all. So, if you don't have enough storage, it's totally fine. Most of this stuff is a website. But you'll make note of this. You'll have this workstation set up so you can be ready to go when it's time for you to do something. For example, I showed you guys Python in my terminal. That's because I've already had Python downloaded. It takes up some space, not a lot. So, you guys need to have the same thing. You should have Python already pre-installed on your computer so you can call on it whenever you need to use Python. If you're into, again, data analytics, data science, you're into development of some sort, Python is just really good to have. If you're into just automating maybe your personal life or just playing around with automation, Python is what you really want to download. If you're, into network engineering or really any type of engineering, Python, again, is really good for you to have on your computer. So if you're, in that realm, please do not skip making sure that you have Python downloaded. Okay, as you can see right here, they have duration for these: 1 hour, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, 1 hour. So you probably will not get through this in one day. Okay, maybe a weekend day, like a Saturday or Sunday, you're not doing anything, but it's okay to take a few days to get this completed. Why? Because I need you guys to, one, review everything we talked about. It was so much that we talked about in week 1. Some of you guys probably forgot 70% of it. So let's just do a little recap here. It's going to take 1 hour and 20 minutes to just recap everything that we went through so you can kind of retain it. You can kind of get that aha moment, and it can come full circle since we're at the end of week 2. So once you get that full circle, that review cap, then this module actually takes you into step by step how to set up your developer workstation. Pause, play the modules as you need, skip as you need if you feel like you've already downloaded that. or you feel like you've already found your niche and you don't need that type of technology, skip it if you feel so. But you definitely need to make sure that you're going through each of these modules to recap what we talked about and also have the necessary software that you need on your computer or the necessary websites that you need to take hold on so you can, do these activities, do these projects, right? Another thing I want to point out here is our activities. Okay, so I made a list here of activities, especially for the people who really don't have a niche right now. You guys are still figuring out, maybe I do want to do CCNA or network engineering, or maybe I do like development, or maybe I want to do something more project management, or maybe I want to do something more, I don't know, I'm just, naming stuff that I commonly see out here. Prompt engineering, I saw somebody type in a prompt engineering channel in Discord. Regardless, if you're still juggling around with different roles and you like a lot of things, I want you to come to these activities and I want you to pick out what interests you and start an activity. Kind of like a project, you can say, but projects are more going to be something that you want to put on your resume. This is for you to stop as your leisure, because you're trying to see if this is a technology that you really want to do. Do you want to sniff? Do you want to become like, in security? A lot of you guys, I want to be in cybersecurity. Well, try out some of these cybersecurity activities, like sniffing for passwords or sniffing for website traffic, right? Maybe you're into bots and finance and coding or something. Here, maybe create a bot if you're into finance and you want to write code some more. Web scraping, maybe you're into data science and you want to put your Python skills to work. Maybe you're not into that, none of that coding, you're not into engineering at all. And you want to do some technical writing. You think writing is your skill set. Try something here. Again, we got some cloud stuff. We got so many different projects that you can do. There's links to it. I actually gave you a project scenario for you to do, and you're literally going to start it. And maybe you may back out and be like, this is not for me. And then come back here and figure out another one. Again, the goal is to, when we hit project week, which is Monday, the 17th, I need you to have a niche. I need you to say, hey, I'm going to do prompt engineer. I'm going to be a prompt engineer. I'm going to be a UX UI designer. I'm going to be a Cisco VoIP engineer. I'm going to be a blockchain engineer or blockchain smart contract, developer. I don't know, something in blockchain. Maybe you want to do QA or BA or data management. I got a whole bunch of other little stuff here just to see, like, maybe there's some titles that you do not know about and can interest you, like the GRC analysis. That's dealing with data, but it's dealing with security and data and governments. Maybe you're into, again, cloud or hacking. Maybe you're into machine learning or AI. I don't know. You guys are into a lot of things here, but I want you guys to really hone in on one thing. You need to let me know on Monday. Are you going to be a front-end developer? Now, again, this can change. You can say, hey, I'm going to be a full stack developer. And then maybe, 2-3 months into your, job of being a full stack developer, you're like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. That's totally fine. You can definitely pivot, but you have to pick something to get into those doors of technology. Okay. You have to do something to get a higher salary in technology. Clearly, the skills that you have right now is not enough. So you have to pick something. And we're going to build upon this. I've done a bunch of things. I started off as a network engineer, and I went into voice engineering, what we call UC engineering. I even was a systems engineer at one point, and currently my latest position is a DevOps analyst, a cloud DevOps analyst to be exact. So I definitely, went through some roles in my 3 years of tech, and you can do the same thing. But I started off with network engineering, okay, with being basic data networking, which I do not do today. I do voice networking, which is literally, it's kind of the same, but it is different. We have to have a whole networking team, and we talk to the networking guys. We are considered UC engineers, unified communication, aka voice and video engineer. But regardless, not going down that rabbit hole, here are a bunch of projects. Okay, maybe you want to be an API developer, but I want to give you guys, a full resource list of something you can start with, something that is tangible, something that is realistic, and something that I know I can help you with. I can help you with these things, Some I may have to outsource, but I have these resources in my network to literally give you, but I don't know what to give you until you tell me what you want. And a lot of you guys came into this boot camp not knowing what you can give me. You do not know any titles. So here you go. We talked about everything with the foundations that everybody should have. I honestly feel like this should be a class in high school, right? Like, this is how computers talk to each other, and this is how you make a computer talk. And then you go out in the world and do whatever you want with that knowledge, right? So you have the foundational knowledge of technology. Now, what do you want to do with it? You tell me. But before you do that, make sure you are reviewing, okay? So you're going to start off with this link. Let me go ahead and send this link to you guys right now in the chat. So you have it. Okay, you're going to start off here, networking basics. Just review. You're taking notes. You're reviewing. You're getting aha moments. Things are clicking in your head. And then you're setting up your workstation environment. All the things we talked about, you're now going to set up. If you want to be a mobile app developer, you're going to make sure you have My Android Studio downloaded to your computer. If you want to be an API developer, you're going to make sure you download certain API software. Python, you're going to download so many other things, but this will literally give you, an overview of what we went over and kind of probably give you that aha moment to be like, oh, okay, this is the software I'm going to need. Regardless of what you skip and what you do download, you're definitely going to need to have something installed on your computer, something, because no matter what you decide to do, you will need extra software to help you do it. Even if you're becoming a writer, if you just want to be a writer, if you just want to be a content creator, you're still going to need something, some resource to refer back to complete your job. So go through it, get your aha moment, and we are done with the 2 weeks. So clearly I know that's going to take you probably a couple days. We all are 9-to-5ers here. We have lives, we have families. So this will probably take you 2 days if you're being very serious about your learning. Okay. You also have your activities, which can probably take you 2 days as well, because you may try something and then, spend a whole day on it and realize like, this is not what I want to do. And you may go to a whole nother thing. And again, it just have to discover yourself. And then once you discover yourself, we can start on these projects. So you can do a project, which will be the same, something of the same, like you did an activity, but it'll be something that you can real deal add on your resume, real deal, get it, verified. But we're not going to jump the ship there. Just know that here is your workstation, day or two, and here are your activities, a day or two. What I'm expecting is by Monday, the 17th, we all can show up and be like, okay, this is what I'm going to, do. I'm going to dive into. I'm going to be a cloud engineer. I'm going to stay in cybersecurity. I'm going to be a video game developer. I'm just going to be a moderator. I don't know. There's so many things out here, but I really want us on Monday for everyone to come to class and really say, hey, I know what I want to do. Okay. Because it's time to start applying to jobs, right? It's time to start marketing ourselves. We have a lot of knowledge. What I gave you guys, even if you have to review the videos twice, I gave you guys enough knowledge to go out here and go get a tech job, honestly. A lot of the time it's just about what you know, not what you can do. You can prove that on the job when they train you. But if you're able to market yourself with just this knowledge right here, then clearly you're qualified to, learn stuff on the fly. But regardless of not, you still have these activities. We still have our projects to put something hardcore, something tangible on our resume that we can speak to. Okay. So yeah, that's really what I wanted to hop on and give you guys. So you have, today is Wednesday, you have Thursday, Friday, that's 2 days, and you have Saturday and Sunday. So that's 4 days you have to complete the modules and the activities. Now, if you pick one activity and that's what you like, you want to stick to it, great. But use this time to literally just go through different activities and see which speaks to your soul. You know, maybe go back to your life path number and kind of match that up with some of these roles. You know, it may say that you're probably good with money, you know, and you're like, well, I did say I wanted to code. Maybe, you know, a finance bot may be good, or, you know, maybe something with business analyst may be good, you know, like so many things you can do, but you want to do whatever speaks to you. Okay. I do not want to tell you, I don't want to tell you something and I want you to say, hey, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to pick. And then you fail at it because it's not giving what it needs to give for you. And I think that, you know, with picking something out of this, it'll spark something in you. If none of these spark anything for you, you should probably set up a one-on-one with me. Because maybe you're an entrepreneur. maybe you want to do something a little more out of the box. And I got something for you. But again, that's only if none of this speaks to you. If just none of this is ringing a bell. Please schedule a one-on-one because I want to see why not. I want to see what's going on for your personality. Because, you know, I've been in different aspects. I've, you know, collaborate. That's literally what one of my titles are, unified collaboration. So I literally collaborate with so many different departments in technology. So I can kind of, you know, pick stuff up from folks and kind of place you where you need to go. So definitely use me as a resource. But this is what the lesson is today. Making sure that you take these 4 days and discover a true niche. All right. I'm going to give you guys this link as well, but I'm going to put it I'm going to put it in here. And I'm also going to put it in the Notion for you guys as well. So you can always refer back to, just give me a few moments because I want to put the video and then put the link, but definitely take this link down. Since you guys are in the live class, you can start looking at projects now. You can also look at your developer workstation now. All this will be uploaded in like 2-3 hours. It takes a little time. But outside of that, do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about the next 4 days? No? Okay. So yes, let's take this next 4 days serious, you guys. Let's really block out some time on our calendar. Let's really block out some time from the world, put your phone away, and really do this exercise. If you haven't been listening at all, or you haven't been coming to class, or you've just been behind, this is the most important because this is what we build up the 2 weeks to do, is to figure out what role are we actually going to become, okay? If you already know your role, great. Do start some activity to solidify that. Yes, I see a hand raised, definitely.
Yes, I wanted to ask you, I saw that there was a cybersecurity like GRC. There's a little bit in there. Do you have something that specifically speaks to writing policy or doing like a risk management or a risk analysis or anything like that for the governance, risk, compliance, I guess, sector of cyber?
Yes, it is like I said, an activity, like a scenario that you'll do to, you know, help you, you know, format how the contracts, how they should be, you know, formatted. And that's just, again, the details. So if that's something that you like and you actually do it, then shoot, yeah, let's go ahead and dive down into the GRC and get you
and
one
that
of those
contract that you showed us, I guess it's like a database where it automates contracts. Can you do that for policy?
What's you talking about with smart contracts?
Yes. Can you use that for policy?
Oh, for sure. That's exactly what's trying to be implemented. We just need some people who can write smart contracts.
Okay, because I didn't know if it was more like proposals and, you know, trying to close deals. Because that's the other part of my professional background is sales. But if I can do it for policy, then okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yep. Oh, you're very welcome, very welcome. I would definitely suggest you just do a little bit of the smart contract module of those videos, and then definitely hop into the GRC and you'll see how it actually connects together. And, you know, once you go down that rabbit hole, you'll see a lot of government facilities actually implementing that already. And they're looking for talent. So you can definitely come in at an entry level and just, you know, shake the room up.
All right. All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Very, very welcome. Very welcome. Anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns before we head out of here? No? Okay, good. You guys can always reach me in Discord. If it's not me, it's someone from the staff. So, you know, just make sure that you do let us know if you have any issues, comments, concerns. Again, it may not be me, but it may be someone from staff. So just know that we are here to help you from whoever it is. Okay?